Hey guys, in today's video I want to talk to you about how you can create a social media marketing audit for prospects. This is something you can put to use in your business for lead generation. At the end of this video I'm going to share with you a couple of templates that we use in our business that you can deploy in your business, make some small modifications, and use in whatever niche you're working in. Okay, so I'm on a company's site called Chien Noir. It's a local restaurant in town, perfect for social media. If you're going to do social media audits, you certainly want to focus on businesses where social interaction is happening. Things like restaurants, bars, clubs, escape rooms, restaurants, cafes, dessert places, places where people are going to congregate and want to share that experience with their friends on social media. There's tons of those places out there. You just need to figure out what niche you want to work in. And again, like always, if you focus on one niche, you're going to start to see the patterns in the industry. You're going to start to be able to pick up really quickly who's doing social media marketing, who's not, who you can help, where the easy wins are. And ultimately, we're in this business to do lead gen and get the highest results for our effort. So once we start to see where things are working and who is and who isn't doing it, we're able to deploy kind of our resources into that low-hanging fruit, grab clients easily, warm them up, move them through our value chain, and continue to sell them more and more services. Okay, so I'm going to start here on our social media template. So one of the things that we like to do in our business is we want to make sure that we make it easy for our team to fill in the information. So my job as the business owner is to come up with the plan, the strategy that we want to follow. So the strategy here is very simple. We want to have an audit done. We want to have somebody go and look at the social media properties and take a look to see, is there an opportunity for our business to make some recommendations that are going to stand out for that business owner and connect the dots, right? A lot of business owners are very busy running their businesses. They don't have time or the expertise necessarily to work in social media. So very often what ends up happening is they may have the asset, they may have set up an account on social media, but they're not necessarily using it to its highest level. They're missing opportunities to get ROI from the engagement that can be created on social media. All right, so what does this look like? So first thing we're going to look at is the URL. So I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory for you guys. So for Facebook, you just go here, you'd look at Chien Noir Bistro, you'd copy that over. On Instagram, same thing, you'd open that up. On Twitter, you'd open it up. These guys don't have a Twitter. So for those three, these are the three that we're going to focus on in this video. Again, then copy. It's non-applicable for Twitter, and what you're going to see is property owned by the business. Yes, yes, no. This is just a drop-down menu. It's very simple. They come in and they either pick yes or they pick no. And profile name, again, you can see the profile name here. You can see the profile name over here. And again, all we wanted to do is just capture that information so we have it. Basically what's happening here is we want to create yes, no kind of answers. Where there is a no, meaning they don't have something set up the way they should have it, is an opportunity that we can present to that business owner as a way for them to add value, as a way for them to increase the ROI they're getting from whatever investment they're making into social media. All right, so this is just a number of questions. We basically get our VA to do the data dump for us. So number of followers on Facebook, pretty self-explanatory. You pop over and you'll see it on the right-hand side, great. And same thing on Instagram, and if on Twitter, it would be the same deal. We're trying to get an indication as to how engaged they are on social media. And again, this comes back to that pattern recognition. If you're working in a particular industry and you have a pretty good gauge as to where the average number of followers are, where somebody that's working really hard is, and where somebody that's doing nothing is, very quickly what's going to happen as a business owner with that pattern recognition, you're going to be able to see, like, this is an opportunity. These guys are obviously not doing very much. These guys are obviously doing a lot. If they're doing a lot, that's probably the point that you tell your VA, okay, that's enough. If it's above this number, we don't need to worry about them because they're likely hired somebody, and our audit is only going to serve as a menu for that company to go out and do the work. We're not really trying to do that. We're trying to find that low-hanging fruit. It's our introduction into the business, and realistically, we're doing this for lead generation so that we can land clients. So we want to focus on that low-hanging fruit. Okay, so again, posting frequency. I use a little software here, and you can look it up. It is Likealizer. You put in the company's name, it pulls their information, it gives you a like score, and the nice thing here is it tells you how many posts per day. So it just gives you that information. So it's nice and easy for your VA to go in and grab it. It's 0.6 per day, so they'd pop over here, they'd multiply it by 7, 4.2 posts per week, or 0.6 per day, depending on kind of what you're working on. For Instagram, again, you'd probably just ballpark this. You'd see, approximately how many posts they're doing over a period of time, and then you just plug it in. And again, really what we're looking for is a ballpark to see if they're, doing anything, if they're doing a lot, or if they're, basically the average of the road business owner who's just doing a little bit here and there and could use our help. Mission statement, not so concerned, self-explanatory, you can grab it. So then the next section is really about the profile images. Are they right sized? Do they have the banners? Have they invested in graphic design with the proper calls to action on them? Are they consistently commenting and engaging with their community? Same on reviews. Are they engaging with reviews? And these are the kind of things that we want to go in and do. So really on this one, on Facebook, what we're going to do is we're going to go down first to reviews. We're going to take a look to see. So this is a 3-star review. This person wasn't 100% happy. What we'll see here is Le Chien Noir answered the question. So that's an indication that they're engaging with their customers. But you want to scroll through and check a few. Here's a 4-star review. This person was pretty happy, and this was April 15th, and nobody's commented, nobody's liked. So apparently they missed that one, or they didn't do that one. Here's one from August 30th, a 5-star review. This one they liked, but they didn't comment. A 2-star review, they commented, saying thanks for the response, and they got some engagement back and forth, right? I forgot to say that over half the steak was fat. Some people are going to be jerks. Let's be honest. I mean, that's what reviews are about. But you're going to get a lot of 5-star reviews. The one thing that I'm noticing here is they're only engaging with people who are giving them a low grade, as opposed to engaging with the people who are giving them a 5-star or 4-star review. It's kind of nice if you're going to take the time to say you had a great experience at that restaurant, that the business engages back. And also, it takes advantage of that social, right? That shows up on their wall. Other people are going to see it, especially in a small town. Getting more people into that restaurant, or as I like to say, asses into seats, is really ultimately what you're trying to do with social media marketing. So right now, what I'm seeing is they're only engaging with the people that give them the low stars. Anyone that gives them a 5-star review just gets a like. So I would make a note of that and put that in, and ultimately that's going to be something that you would comment on when you're filling out the information. You'd want to do the same thing for community. You'd want to kind of look at, all right, Jennifer Murphy is at Le Chien Noir, catching up with fabulous friends, great. So again, we want to see, do they comment back, do they like, and they don't. Again, she was there again, eating and drinking. Apparently Jennifer Murphy enjoys this location. Again, we're not seeing any engagement. When the community posts, it doesn't appear that this brand is interacting with its customer base, either on the community and or on reviews. So that's something that we would want to make note of, and something that we would present to the client. Then you'd want to check their About Us page and make sure they've done a good job. Again, this software does a good job of that for us, tells us they filled out 89% of the information, looks good. This is really, there's not much there that we're going to be able to say. So all we're trying to do is quickly move through a checklist that's on this spreadsheet of yes, no, and then make some notes. Ultimately, that's all we want to be able to do. Where they have everything, great. Where they're missing something, great. And right across the board, we want to do that. These are all drop downs with yeses and nos, and all we're trying to figure out is, are they doing a good job? Other things we're going to look at are going to be the picture up here. We're going to look over here to see if they have a call to action. So they don't have a call to action. This is one of those things, if you had a little thing here that said click here. People would click it, it would open it up, and you would have the ability to leave a message here, a landing page for a coupon. Let's say Wednesdays were slow days. Could be, hey, Wednesday special. They click there, they get Wednesday special. Just a great way to start capturing email addresses and start to build a list. And ultimately, it would be a great opportunity for them to drive some more business on their slow times. So if this was a niche that we were working in, that certainly would be something that we would be looking to share with that business owner. Okay, so let's go back. All right, so now on Instagram, let me just see if there's anything else I want to cover over here. Oh yeah, so calls to action button, link to the website, link to social media. Is there a clear posting strategy as social media profile followed anyone, and are they retargeting? Okay, so here's another basically yes/no questions, right? So do they have a call to action? Just X out of here. And yes, they have a call to action. They have the book now, and they have the message app set up. So we would want to make note of that. We would say yes. Do they have any tracking going on? No, they just have site analytics. So they're not doing any retargeting. So basically we would go through here. We would say no to retargeting. We would say yes to call to action. In terms of social links and buttons, what we want to see is, do they have? They do. So they're linking to their website, their Twitter, their Instagram, and their Google. Oh, it seems they do have a Twitter. I wasn't able to find it, but there's a prime example. Actually, they do have a Twitter. So you see, this checklist actually made me find it. I had looked originally and wasn't able to find it, and as it turns out, they do have a Twitter page. So again, we would want to capture all of this information and put it all into the audit. So this is why you want to go through this checklist specifically for the VAs. You want them to follow that process. And what you'll see is at the top, we have little instructions that pop up for each one of these so that it makes it nice and easy for the VA to kind of go through. So they are linking to social properties, link to social media properties on the website. So on their website, I don't know if they have the links to their social properties. I didn't see them, and they are not there. So, again, they would fill that information. Is it clear content posting strategy? It seems to me that what they're doing is they're posting mostly pictures, posts per day, events, native, so pages liked. So here they're telling us that they've liked 100 other businesses, and there is a section in here that tells us 61% of their posts are photos. They do some notes and some videos, but mostly just photos. So again, this is all going to be indicated, and then they would go rinse and repeat. And what you'll see when you scroll further over is notes. So this is where the VA would be taking notes, and ultimately all they're doing is just giving you a snapshot of what they found. And really what you're going to do at the end of that, I'm going to walk through, but you're going to have the information you need. So they'll do the same thing for Instagram. On Instagram, you're going to want to make sure they have a description, that they're linking to something. Again, image, does this stand with their brand? You're going to want to click on their pictures and see, are they using hashtags? In this particular one, they didn't use a hashtag, but in other kind of pictures, I think they did use hashtags. You want to make sure they have geo tags. So for us, it's YGK, that's our city's hashtag. So again, specifically for a local restaurant, you want to make sure that they're using that hashtag, because people are searching for that hashtag and they're going to find this local establishment. So that's just something that if a business owner is doing it on their own and they're not familiar with social media, that's one of those things that's an easy win to kind of point out for them. So, you can go through and kind of see how they're doing in terms of engagement. They have 1,400 followers. That's great. Then what you're going to want to do is check the geo location. So you go in, you put in the business name, and you're going to see it's going to bring up its address. And really what this is top posts that other people have made that people are engaging with, right? So you're looking here and you're going to see that this person posted and the brand is not engaging back, right? So they've said they're having a delicious Reuben sandwich here at Chat Noir, and nowhere to be seen is a comment from the business. this looks like a mom and a daughter, a grandma and her daughter going out. When I first wanted to come to Queens, I emailed this wonderful professor saying I wanted to learn. Great, blah, blah, blah. They met there. And once again, the brand is nowhere to be seen. So this is just a perfect opportunity, right? Like, people are sharing these wonderful experiences that they're having. These guys went out for a nice meal, team dinner. These people all live in the town, and once again, it's not there. So that's the kind of information that we're going to get our VAs to record on this sheet. By doing that, we're going to be in a position to have that information at our fingertips. And then what we want to do, once they've filled in all of this information for both Facebook and for Instagram and then for Twitter, now that we know they have a Twitter account, they go through, right? And every business is different. So I have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and Tumblr, but not every business is going to be engaging on every platform. So what we want to do is, when we're focusing on a niche, we're going to know which ones are the most active for that niche's clientele. And those are the ones that we're going to want to focus on, because those are the ones that we're going to recommend to the business. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull together a presentation, right? So what are the pros, what are the cons, and what are the recommendations for each kind of social media? And we're going to have image sizes that they can look at. We're going to get our VA to do most of the heavy lifting for us. Ultimately, what I'm proposing you do, though, is once they've done this, then I would hand that over either to a local employee, like a millennial that you may hire at $15 or $20 an hour, to take what the VA has done and pull it together into just a document that looks something like this, where you'll have your logo at the top, the business name, the date, social media audit results, prepared by, prepared for, and you're going to go through a bunch of information. You're going to drop it in there, and you're going to have a call to action at the end, inviting them to either schedule a call with you or hop on a call with you. You'd like to propose that you go through this report with them and share some of the findings, a free report, and ultimately all you're trying to do is add value. And I want to explain kind of the economics of how this works, right? So your VA goes in and they spend an hour of their time pulling this together in your niche, and ultimately you're going to start to build out where, if you start to see that they're doing everything right, drop it, move on to the next one, because ultimately we're looking for that low-hanging fruit. So the VA spends an hour doing this to produce one template, really detailed, basically yes, no, and some notes for you. And then from there, you give it to a millennial locally who understands social media, and you're going to show them what you want them to pull together. So for me, it's going to be things like this, right? So when we're on this page, we're going to put together, if we see they don't have a call to action button on the actual banner that's driving people to take action and either download a coupon or do whatever we want them to do, ultimately what we want to do is we want to type up a response that's generic, that could be used multiple times. So it's going to say something along the lines of, we notice that you're not making use of your banner on Facebook to drive through. Here's an example of how we would recommend you use it, right? And then in the back of your head that it's going to initiate a conversation not just about social media, but also about autoresponders, because they're going to say, well, what's going to happen when they click that and add their name? How does that work? And that's exactly what you want to have happen. You want to start opening conversations like that with business owners. So you as the business owner would go through for your niche and take my template by all means and build on top of it. But what you'd want to do is you'd want to pull together exactly what you'd want your VA to collect. And then you want to pull together kind of templated value points for each one of those things that you've looked into. So where they're doing something, you'd have an answer that would say, hey, I noticed that you have a properly sized image on your Facebook and a properly sized image on your for your banner, and that's great. If they had a call to action, you'd say it's great. If they don't have a call to action, I noticed you have the right size banner, but I just wanted to let you know you have an opportunity here to grab more people by doing this, and explain it briefly. And all that's going to happen is you're going to end up with 15 or 20 points that you're going to write those sentences out, kind of explaining what that value proposition is for their business based on the fact that they haven't done it. So, things like, I noticed that you're not engaging with your reviews. You'd write it once. right? I noticed that when people post in the community, you only like the post, but you're not engaging with it. If you would engage with it, it would give you this extra lift. This is the benefit. This is why we suggest you do it, right? Notice your about us page isn't completely filled out. This is why you should do it. This is what we're seeing. Here's, a grade that we're seeing through a software that we have. In this case, it's a 73, but if it was like a 29, you'd probably want to point that out as an opportunity to improve. So again, all we're trying to do here is build a system that other people can do, right? So your job as the business owner is to build the system and then introduce leverage. So the system in this case is the audit. So I'm going to give you my template. I'm going to give you the download link shortly at the end of the video. You can download it, use it, no free of charge, obviously. Just all you're going to want to do is just customize it for your process. But you're going to take that and then you're going to build out what you want your VA to pull, right? What information is important for your audit for you. And once you have that, then you're going to pull together kind of like templated things that you want to say about each one of those things that the VA is looking at, right? So once you have those opportunities and you have kind of your templated points that you want to make, all your millennial is going to do is go through, quickly check it, and plop in pros, cons, recommendations, right? So you have this done. That's great. You're missing this. So now we recommend this, And the recommendations are written by you. So all they're doing is saying, okay, well, we recommend that you have a call to action on your Facebook banner. Or we recommend that you engage with people when they leave a review. Or we recommend that you engage with people when they comment in your community. We recommend that you post more frequently because we're seeing you're only posting 0.6 times. The average in the industry is 3 times a day. So those are the types of things you want to do as a business owner that will allow you to take advantage of low-cost VA work, low-cost millennial work, and be able to drive it. So now I just want to walk through the economics of it very, very quickly. So let's say a VA costs you 1 hour for $5. So you spend $5 of their time there. Let's say a millennial is costing you $20 an hour to kind of pull together that final product for you. Let's say it takes them a half an hour because you've already given them all of the bullet points you want them to use. So now combined cost for you is $15 to do a custom audit and send it off. Perfect. So now let's assume you do 20 audits. 20 times 15 is $300. So you sent out 20 custom audits to business owners locally for social media marketing. And there's a ton of value in there. There's a call to action at the end. Let's say 5 people message you and say, hey, I'm willing to talk to you. Let's say you land 1 client, right? So if you're managing social media for the right type of businesses, you're likely charging somewhere around $1,000 a month. Now, this is where the math becomes really interesting for you. You've set this process up once, and now you're investing $300. Let's say it's $300 a month just for easy. So you're doing 20 audits a month. You're landing 1 customer. That 1 customer is worth $1,000 a month. Your average customer stays with you somewhere between 6 and 8 months, let's say. So you're making $6,000 to $8,000 in revenue off a $300 investment, and it's not taking your time. And really, that's what I want you to learn from this is every one of your systems, your attract, convert, deliver systems need to take advantage of leverage. You need to be able to introduce other people's labor where you're the brain, they're the brawn, right? Where you dictate what happens and they go and do it. That's really your job as the entrepreneur, the head of this business, is to figure out how to orchestrate your business to deliver that wow effect for your customers at the attract, which is the lead gen stage, at the convert, which is the sales stage, or at the deliver, which is the implementation stage. You're able to follow this exact process through. And when you do, you have a business that's fun. You're not working in the business, you're just working on the business. You're basically orchestrating what is happening and other people are going out and doing the work for you. You become like Warren Buffett, the rich investor. You take your $300 in the beginning of the month, you say, all right, Mrs. VA or Mr. VA and Mrs. Millennial or Mr. Millennial, I want you to go pull together 20 audits for me. Here's the $300. Great, we're going to send it out. We're going to follow up with those people. We're going to get 5 people on the phone out of that's 20. We're going to land at least 1. If you land 2, all the better. Now you're working with 12 to $12 to $16,000 off a $300 investment. It's really that easy when you do it. Anyways, if you're still with me at this point, I hope that you give me a thumbs up. I hope you got some value from this. I'm going to be sharing a ton more like this on this channel. Definitely hit the subscribe button if you got something from it and you'd like to see more. Feel free to leave a comment below or question below. I'm happy to engage with you here on the channel. And what I'll make sure happens some point during this video, probably right about now, you'll see it pop up a link where you can download our templates. I'm happy to share them with you. Like I said, take them, customize them for your niche, teach your team how to use them, introduce leverage into your business, and start to automate your lead gen process so that it's not taking your time, but it's delivering the results you need. All right, great. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice night.